Hello guys, good morning. I am Santosh Singh and today we are going to see Apache Hadoop question and answer part 3. So let's see this session and welcome to my channel. So guys, let's see the first question. First question is what is record in Hadoop? So answer is in Hadoop a line is called record. A line is called record. Suppose that there is a file and in a file if there is a line, so that line is called record. Now let's see the next question. Next question is what happens if job tracker failed? If job tracker failed, then what happened? So answer is if job tracker failed, then the task failed, and this is also known as single point of failure. And as we know, if name node fail, then that is also known as single point of failure. So if job tracker failed, then all tasks will be failed because all tasks is managed by job tracker. So let's see the next question. Next question is what happens if data node fails? So answer is data node constantly send halt report to name node. If name node not get signal 10 minutes, then name node consider that data node is dead. If replication factor is more than 1, then name node knows that where is the another replicator copy available, and then name node try to contact that data node. So like this way, if one data node fails, then name node can contact to another data node for same file. For this reason, Hadoop follow the replication policy. If any data node failed, then our data should not be lost. We can recover our data from any other data node. Now let's see the next question. Next question is can we change block size in HDFS? So answer is yes. Block size can be changeable in HDFS-site.xml file. So we can change the block size. Now let's see the next question. Can we store multiple files in HDFS using different block size? So answer is yes. We can store multiple files by varying block sizes. So it means we can put multiple block sizes onto the HDFS. So let's see the next question. Next question is can HDFS blocks are broken? So answer is no. HDFS blocks cannot be broken down in HDFS file system. Block cannot be broken. HDFS block cannot be broken. Let's see the next question. And what is the next question? Next question is what is cluster in Hadoop? So before going to see cluster, first let's see the what is node and what is rack in Hadoop. What is node? Node is a single machine with resources. And what those resources? Resources may be RAM, ROM or processor. So node is a single machine. A single system is called node. And what is the rack? Rack is the collection of node. Rack is the collection of machine or node is called rack. What is the cluster? Cluster is the collection of rack. So these three things are combined to each other. It means node is a system, rack is the collection of nodes, and cluster is the collection of racks. So a Hadoop cluster is a group of computers connected together. It is used for storing and processing large data sets. So this is the cluster in Hadoop. And let's see the diagram. In diagram, as we are saying that here is a rack, here is a second rack, like this way this is the third rack and this is the nth rack. And we are saying that in a rack there are multiple system are connected, multiple node are connected. So combination of rack is called cluster. As we are saying that in rack 1 we put the first copy and in rack 2 we put the second and third copy. This is the replication policy. Now let's see the next question. Next question is, what is data locality? What is data locality? So answer is, when a user run the MapReduce job, then name node send this MapReduce code to data node on which data is available. Hadoop send the MapReduce code onto the data node. It do not get the data from data node to MapReduce code because the transferring MapReduce code is easy than the transferring whole data from one node to another node, because MapReduce code is very lightweighted, and if we put code and data files on a same system, then it will take less time for processing. So here is the mainly three categories for data locality. And what those three categories? First category is local data locality. Local data locality. So mostly this scenario preferred. And what is the local data locality? Local data locality means the MapReduce code and data are available on same node. So if we put on same node, then processing will be faster because there will be no network congestions, and this is the mostly preferred scenario. And now let's see the next category. Next is the intra-rack data locality. It is not always possible to execute the mapper on the same data node due to resource constraints. So in this case, mapper runs on the different node but on the same rack. So as name suggests, intra-rack data locality. It means in a rack on a data node, data available, and on another data node MapReduce code available, and MapReduce code process this data from another data node. And third one is the inter-rack data locality. In this, in a rack, in one rack data available, and in another rack the MapReduce code available. It means data and MapReduce code on different rack. So this is the least preferred scenario. In very rare case this scenario follows because it will take time to process a data. Suppose that rack 1 is on Bangalore location and rack 2 is located on Delhi locations. So if we put the MapReduce code on rack 2 and the data is on rack 1, so at the time of processing the MapReduce code is available on Delhi location and data is available on Bangalore location, so it will take time due to network congestions and other things, because network congestions, internet and broadband and other things, because are put these two things onto the different rack. So this is the very least preferred scenario. So this is known as the data locality, and this is the type of data locality. So now let's see the next question. What does JPS command do? So JPS command is used to check all the Hadoop daemons like name node, data node, resource manager, node manager, etc., which are running on the machine. And this question can be asked like this way: how can we check whether name node is working or not? So by using JPS command we can check that these daemons are working or not. So now let's see the next question. Next question is, on which mode Hadoop can run? So Answer is Hadoop can run on these three modes. First is stand-alone mode. It does not support the HDFS. It means stand-alone mode does not support the HDFS. And second one is the pseudo-distributed mode. In pseudo-distributed mode, all daemons are running on same machine, on same system. Like as we do that for our home machine, we install all things on our single system. So that is known as pseudo distributed mode. And third is the fully distributed mode. In fully distributed mode, in this data distributed across several nodes on Hadoop cluster, and this is used in production. So like this way Hadoop can run on three mode: stand alone mode, pseudo distributed mode, and third is fully distributed mode. Now let's see the next question. Next question is, if we need to store the files of size 520 MB in HDFS in Hadoop 2 or in Hadoop 3, so how many blocks will be created and what will be the size of each block? If we are going to store 520 MB size of a file on Hadoop 2 or on Hadoop 3, so how many blocks will be created and what will be the size of each blocks? So answer is, as we know that the default block size in Hadoop 2 is 128 MB. So the total number of block will be the total size upon the block size. So like this way we will get the mod value of these things. We will not get the fraction things. So if we check, then we will get the 5 block, and out of 5 block the first 4 block size will be 128 MB and the last or 5th block size will be 8 MB. So like this way we can solve these things. So this is all about in Hadoop question and answer part 3. We will see few more question in part 4. Till time, thanks for watching and please subscribe my channel. Thank you so much.